You will not believe what happened in Malef. My life was a portrait of contentment. I had it all: a loving wife, two beautiful children, a fulfilling career, and a cozy home. Emma, my wife, was the picture of devotion. Her laughter filled our home. Our children, Lily and Ethan, were our pride and joy. Lily, with her mother's eyes, excelled in school. Ethan, a spitting image of me, was a natural athlete. We were the quintessential family, living an idyllic life. Little did I know, a storm was brewing, threatening to shatter our perfect world. Weekends were for family time. We would go on hikes, visit museums, or simply relax at home. Emma and I would often reminisce about our journey together, from our first awkward date to building our life together. We were living the dream, or so I thought. Life was good, predictable, and safe. But fate, it seems, had other plans. It started subtly. A shift in the atmosphere, a change in Emma's demeanor. It was as if a shadow had fallen upon our sunny disposition. The change was so gradual, so insidious, that I initially dismissed it as stress. But then Jake entered our lives. He was Emma's new colleague, a financial consultant at her firm. He was charming, successful, and always seemed to be around Emma.
Jake, this is my husband.
Pleasure to meet you. Emma's told me so much about you.
At first, I didn't think much of it. Emma and I had always trusted each other completely. But there were small, almost imperceptible changes. A lingering glance, a whispered phone call, a sudden preoccupation with her appearance. The seeds of doubt, once sown, began to grow. The more I observed, the more alarmed I became. Emma, once the epitome of openness, became increasingly secretive. Her phone became her confidant, her laughter reserved for moments away from me. The once warm light in her eyes seemed to have dimmed, replaced by a flicker of guilt and something else. Excitement?
It's just work, nothing to worry about.
I tried to rationalize her behavior, blaming it on work pressure or fatigue. But deep down, a knot of unease tightened in my gut. The woman I knew, the woman who shared my life and dreams, seemed to be slipping away. And in her place was a stranger, shrouded in secrets. The truth, like a thief in the night, revealed itself during a family vacation to the Bahamas. We had planned this trip for months, a chance to reconnect and create lasting memories. But the idyllic setting only served to highlight the growing chasm between Emma and me.
Let's make this trip special for the kids.
One evening, while the children were asleep, I stumbled upon a series of text messages on Emma's phone. They were from Jake, filled with intimate details and declarations of love. The words pierced through me, each one a shard of glass shattering my carefully constructed reality. The truth, brutal and undeniable, hit me with the force of a hurricane. Emma, my Emma, was having an affair. The confrontation was inevitable. The evidence was damning, the pain unbearable. When I confronted Emma, her initial reaction was denial, a desperate attempt to cling to the facade she had so carefully created. But the weight of my pain, the raw agony in my voice, chipped away at her defenses.
I didn't mean for it to go this far. I felt so neglected, so alone. Jake, he was there for me in a way you weren't.
The truth spilled out, a torrent of confessions and justifications. Emma admitted to the affair, her voice a mix of defiance and remorse. She spoke of feeling neglected, of seeking solace in Jake's arms. Her words, instead of offering comfort, only deepened the wound. The betrayal cut deep, severing the invisible threads that had bound us together for so long. In the aftermath of the revelation, we attempted to salvage the wreckage of our marriage. Counseling became our battlefield, a place where we dissected our failures and confronted our demons.
I know I've hurt you more than I can ever make up for, but I want to try. I have cut all ties with Jake. I promise, I want to win back your trust.
Emma, consumed by guilt, vowed to win back my trust. She severed ties with Jake, her remorse palpable. I wanted desperately to believe her, to mend the shattered pieces of our life, but the trust, once broken, proved impossible to fully restore.
Trust is a fragile thing. It takes time and effort to rebuild. Both of you need to be patient with each other.
The image of those text messages, the words burned into my memory, haunted my every waking moment. We were two people, bound by history and habit, desperately trying to find our way back to a love that now seemed like a distant memory. What Emma didn't know, what I couldn't bring myself to reveal, was the depth of my pain. I wore a mask of composure, playing the part of the forgiving husband. But beneath the surface, I was a roiling sea of anger, hurt, and resentment. Every touch, every shared glance was a painful reminder of her betrayal. I felt like a ghost, haunting the ruins of our marriage. The laughter of our children, once a source of unadulterated joy, now carried a tinge of sadness. Their innocence, their unwavering love for both of us, was a constant ache in my heart. The charade couldn't last forever. The strain of living with the specter of Emma's infidelity became unbearable. The breaking point came unexpectedly during a seemingly innocuous family dinner.
Dad, are you okay?
A casual remark, a fleeting expression on Emma's face, and I was right back in that moment of discovery, the pain as raw as ever. I couldn't breathe, couldn't speak. I stood up, the legs of the chair scraping against the floor, the sound like a nail on a chalkboard.
What's happening?
The children looked up, their faces etched with concern. Emma reached out, her hand hovering in midair, but I flinched away. That night, I moved out, seeking refuge in a sterile hotel room. The separation was brutal, a messy tangle of legal proceedings and emotional turmoil.
Please, just give me another chance.
Emma, racked with guilt and regret, pleaded for another chance. But the damage was done, the trust irrevocably broken. I couldn't bear the thought of living another day with the constant reminder of her betrayal.
Why can't we just be a family again?
The children were collateral damage in our war of broken promises. Lily, perceptive beyond her years, retreated into herself, her once bright eyes clouded with sadness. Ethan, always the more boisterous of the two, lashed out in anger, his childhood innocence ripped away by the harsh realities of adult relationships.
I miss how things used to be.
The children, once the glue that held us together, became the embodiment of our failure. Their pain was a constant reminder of the life we had shattered.
Why did this have to happen to us?
Lily, her innocence lost, began to question everything, her trust in love irrevocably shaken. Ethan, unable to process his emotions, acted out, his anger a reflection of the turmoil within.
It's not fair. None of this is fair.
Their pain was a constant echo of my own. I tried to be strong for them, to provide a sense of normalcy in a world turned upside down. But the guilt was a heavy burden to bear. I had failed them, failed to protect them from the harsh realities of life. Years have passed, but the wounds remain. The illusion of our perfect life has been shattered, leaving behind jagged shards of regret and what-ifs. Emma, haunted by her actions, has dedicated her life to making amends, but some things, once broken, can never be fully repaired. The children, now young adults, carry the scars of their fractured childhood. The betrayal has left an indelible mark on their hearts, shaping their views on love and commitment. I am left with the heavy weight of regret, the knowledge that my choices, my inability to forgive, have had far-reaching consequences. The shattered illusion of our once perfect life serves as a constant reminder of the unforgiving price of betrayal.